Alright mates, how's it going? In today's video, chapter 18 of Shadows Rising by Madeline Rue. Tis a pretty short chapter this one. Bunch of peeps having a dinner party. Let's go! Meanwhile, in Tiragard Sound, Jaina had hosted some pretty shit dinner parties in her day, but this one was swiftly becoming the worst. The servants had brought out course after course: blood sausage, roasted peppers on toast, wild boar pie, probably some palate cleansing sorbets, maybe a bit of pheasant cooked in cider, a Ferrero Rocher, champagne and caviar, lobster bisque. Should I just do this for 5 minutes? List posh things? That'll make the video longer. Although Lord Commander Turalyon was wolfing it all down like he hadn't eaten in weeks, Illyria wasn't touching her food at all. I hear Hackney has whipped up a scrumptious ravenberry tart for dessert. Jaina couldn't help but admire her mother's tenacity. She had the most uncanny ability to weather even the most awkward supper like an absolute champ. That's very thoughtful, but I fear it would be impossible for me to partake. I couldn't possibly eat another bite. Jaina caught herself glaring at Illyria Windrunner. Bloody liar. She hadn't eaten anything. The Grand Admiral had once held nothing but pure admiration for this elven ranger, but now, infested with the void, Jaina held her actions and her words to a much higher level of scrutiny. Was it even Illyria who had just spoken? Or some twisted monstrosity from the void? One that's first step towards world domination was to not eat the food at a dinner party or something? Well, I think more wine would suit us all, wouldn't it? Yes, much more wine. Suddenly, the double doors leading into the dining room flew open and a guard barged in, panting, accompanied by none other than Flynn Fairwind, who was also panting. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. By wind and by sea, speak, Cormory. What's the matter with you? They took him. They took who? We sailed as fast as we could, back through the storm. Melly down near killed herself, but she said this was the best port to take us. What is going on? Calm down, catch your breath, and tell us exactly what happened. Who is gone? It's sure. The Zandalari trolls caught us. Flynn then pulled at a satchel on his belt, unhooked it, and spilled the contents across the dinner table. And Turalyon picked up one of the items immediately. This arrow. I've seen these before. These are the arrows we found in Shaw's spies. It's okay, Flynn. Matthias Shaw is a high-ranking member of the Alliance forces. Queen Talanji will not execute him without cause. Illyria then picked up some interesting-looking bits of parchment from the table. I somewhat doubt the trolls would communicate with one another in Thalassian. This is valuable evidence. Proof that the Dark Rangers are indeed infiltrating Zandalar. There's troop movements, patrol routes. Nothing that might tell us what they want on the island, but still proof enough that the Dark Rangers are there. We should have acted sooner. Sylvanas could be in Zoldazar right now conspiring with the trolls. Jaina sensed that this conversation was escalating quickly. Yes, she wanted to find Sylvanas. Yes, these clues should be taken into consideration. But she could hear the far-off drums of war echoing in Turalyon's voice. And it would be quite nice, if just once, there wasn't a bloody war. Anduin had already sent Valera's Sanguinar to Bane Bloodhoof to ask whether Sylvanas may have been spotted in Zandalari lands, and the response had been swift and certain. Nope. Perhaps it had been naive of Anduin to believe that, but Jaina knew Bane well too. There was no reason for him to lie. He wanted Sylvanas captured and tried as much as they did. I will take these missives to the king. He must be informed at once, and a new strategy approved. If the Horde is harbouring Sylvanas on Zandalar, then we must be quick and quiet. The cunning blade never seen and only later felt. No. Even Fairwind fell silent at Jaina's abrupt no. The whole room stilled, as Illyria gazed into Jaina's eyes with what can only be described as disdain. You disagree that time is of the essence? The time for action is now, Jaina. Illyria then began to glow that purpley voidy glow, and Catherine Proudmoore audibly gasped, causing Jaina to very nearly lose her temper. She wanted nothing more than to teleport Illyria to the very top of Mount Neverest, but she did not. I disagree with your conclusion. Think, Illyria. Shaw and Fairwind were already seen by the Zandalari, so we can assume they were also identified. Zandalar will be expecting more Alliance soldiers on their doorstep. Do not reward their paranoia. Do not add fuel to an already kindling fire. I beg of you, do not risk the treaty we worked so hard to achieve. Then what do you suggest? As he said it, Turalyon did place a hand over his wife's and give it a tight squeeze, just in case anyone thinks he's being a bit of a shit husband at the moment. That we put our trust in the very same treaty. All I beg of you is time. Time to let me try this one last thing. If this fails, then perhaps you're right, Illyria. Perhaps then we must become the Blade. And we're leaving it there! Told you it was short. Works out quite well though, because as I'm recording this, I'm also working on a really long hero video. It's been a while since I did a hero video, but I'm hoping to get back to doing those more often. Especially since his 2020 review thing where he said his WoW editors needed to pull their fingers out and stop being jerks. He basically said that, didn't he? Let's not beat around the bush. I felt like I was in trouble. As usual, link in the description if you're interested in buying this book. Also, there's links to my Discord server and my Patreon page too. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all of that bollocks. And all that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and see ya!